Hi guys and welcome to CRACH. Spoiler alert, you've been warned. Let's do this. The big question, who are Rey's parents? Or rather said, what's her family name? Let's find that out. Let's start by having a look at what our actress Daisy Ridley thinks about this story. She's the one who plays Rey, so she must know it, right? When people ask her, who is your father, she's kinda surprised because she thought the mystery was already solvable. I thought a lot was answered in The Force Awakens. Then after the screening, I went for a drink with my agent and everyone, and we were chatting away, and I realized that in their minds it's not answered.
Like, you're Han Solo's daughter. And in my head I was like, how do you know? Like, have you seen the film? Clearly not, because I wasn't.
And she's not Luke's daughter, because honestly, if it would be Luke, that would be the most boring answer in movie history, because everybody's already thinking that she's Luke Skywalker's daughter. But I go over that later in this video, but I will mention my answer now. The one and only possible answer, that she's the granddaughter of Obi-Wan Kenobi, otherwise called Ben Kenobi. But before I'm going to explain you that it does make perfect business sense for her to be a Kenobi. Think about it. It would be a perfect way to launch the new Star Wars movie about Kenobi. It has already been mentioned that there are going to be a lot of standalone stories in the Star Wars movie universe. First we're going to have the Han Solo standalone, but there is also a confirmation of a Kenobi movie. This movie should be perfect. Imagine that the next movie, episode 8, we're going to have the revelation that Kenobi had a family. And then we would be like, whoa, how did that happen? How did he become a father? How did he have a wife? Who is she? And that would be the perfect timing to make the Kenobi standalone movie, where it explains what happened in those 20 years. And Disney isn't going to abandon the name Kenobi. They paid so much money, and he's like one of the biggest names in the whole universe of Star Wars. They would be mad not to use him. An interviewer also asked Daisy Ridley specifically if she could be the granddaughter of Obi-Wan Kenobi, and her answer was, we will see in a year. Just sit tight on that question. If they were asking her if she was the daughter of Han Solo, she laughed and she was like, whoa, are you guys really that blind? If they asked her about Luke Skywalker, she was like, really? Do you really believe that? And now that you ask her about Obi-Wan, she isn't answering. She's just saying, just sit tight. That's almost saying like, damn guys, you got it, but I can't say yes. Both Obi-Wan Kenobi and Rey have English accents, and this is no accident, as John Boyega is also someone who speaks English in real life, but they told him to have an American accent for the movie. Rey most likely learned to speak her English accent from her parents, and don't forget, she has been left as a child, so she was like, I don't know, 6 years old, as you saw in the movie, so she was perfectly able to learn to speak. In the movie we see how Rey is able to use a mind trick on a stormtrooper, just like who? Indeed, it's the special move of Obi-Wan Kenobi. He's the one able to use the mind trick to command someone. As you can see in other movies, other Jedis have also tried that, but none of them was able to use it as Obi-Wan Kenobi did, except our beloved Rey.
Because I've said that I'm solitary, that's how I begin. That is probably a big clue as to what what it is.
Some people misjudge Daisy her little hint and think that she is a Skywalker. Think about it. Luke Skywalker and Anakin Skywalker were both with a family. Anakin had his mother and a lot of friends, as you can see in the movie. And Luke was also there with his aunt and his uncle, and he also had a lot of friends that he even met back in the rebel army. So there is only one person who was really alone, just like Rey, and that person was ObiWan Kenobi. For 20 years he was alone, always eating the same meal just like he did, and almost going mad. Ben Kenobi took the lightsaber out of a box and handed it over to Luke. Just like in the last movie Rey did. She took the lightsaber of Anakin Skywalker out of a box, and later on the end of the movie she handed it over to Luke Skywalker. A Kenobi handing Skywalker's sword to Luke again. She holds it out to him, an offer, a plea, the galaxy's only hope. If this isn't a hint, I don't know what is. Even on top of that, now Luke is about to train a Kenobi, just like Ben Kenobi was the mentor of Luke Skywalker. Now Luke is going to educate and mentor the granddaughter of his first mentor. It's just beautiful if you think about it. Rey sneaks around just like Obi-Wan snuck around on the Death Star. Obi-Wan hires Han Solo for a job, and later on you have Han Solo who hires on Rey Kenobi for a job. She saved a droid with important information, BB-8, before you had her grandfather saving R2-D2 with important information as well. When Rey force grabbed the lightsaber out of the snow, the same music has been played as the one music that was used when Obi-Wan Kenobi was force grabbing the lightsaber of Qui-Gon Jinn in The Phantom Menace. Obi-Wan battled Anakin Skywalker, wounded him, and left him alone on the ground. Obi-Wan and Rey pick up the same lightsaber from Anakin Skywalker. So I hear you. How did Obi-Wan Kenobi had a family then? If he became grandfather, he first had to have a wife. And I know a lot of you people are thinking like, whoa, but the Jedi law tells Jedis not to fall in love. Don't forget that the Jedi Council doesn't exist anymore, and that he isn't bound to those laws anymore. We don't even have to go that far. If you ever looked to the animated series, Obi-Wan already had a relationship with someone. In the Clone Wars animated series, he had a secret relationship with Duchess Satine, and their relationship was only ended when Darth Maul, yes, Darth Maul is still alive in that series, was able to kill her in front of Obi-Wan Kenobi. And it's entirely possible that Satine had a child in secret to protect Obi-Wan from not being banished from the Jedi Council, because it wasn't allowed back then. Just like Obi-Wan was hiding Luke and Leia from Darth Vader, she could have hidden a child from Obi-Wan, who later on could have a family and have the daughter Rey. Would they really use a character from the animated series of Star Wars in a movie? Well, actually they already did that. In Rogue One they used the character Saw Gerrera, who is a main character in the Rogue One movie. So it's entirely possible that they could use characters out of the Clone Wars or the Rebels animated series, because they are happening in the same world and are all connected. So we are asking ourselves, is Rey a Skywalker? And the answer is no. Daisy Ridley even said that she'd love to see the look on people's faces. So what she meant to say is that people are going to be surprised when they will hear who is her father or her parents or her family. If people are already thinking that it's Luke Skywalker, she wouldn't say that she wants to see the people who are going to be surprised, because they wouldn't be surprised. Rey would have an American accent if she would be family from Luke Skywalker. Maz Kanata implies that her family is already dead, and Luke isn't dead yet. J.J. Abrams said that her parents aren't even in the 7th movie. If even the one who created the movie said that her parents are not in that movie, there is no way that it's going to be Luke, because Luke was already in that movie.
Andrew, you are not the father.
She hears Obi-Wan speak through the Force, and what did he say? He mentioned her name. How could Obi-Wan Kenobi know Rey's voice if he didn't know about her yet? Because they are family. Well guys, that was my theory. It's not proven yet. I hope that you guys did like the video. It's my first theory crafting of Star Wars, so I definitely could use some of your feedback. So let me know, what did you like, what did you dislike, and what do you think of the theory? Do you agree with me, or do you have another idea? Let me know down below. Hit that like and subscribe if you haven't. Thanks for watching. I'm CRACH and I'm out. Bye bye.